In the previous episode I had a beautiful sail together with my buddy boat Wanderful, and I showed you differences in boat speed under different conditions. In this episode we continue our sail north towards Martinique and started in the middle of the night to arrive Martinique before sunset, where Kylie could see the green flash for her first time. So it's 4 o'clock in the morning and it's not so much wind, so I'm motor sailing a little bit now in the shade of Saint Vincent. I'm still doing 7 knots, so it's okay. I just have the engine running on almost just above idle. But it's beautiful. I choose to go on the leeward side because of the waves on the windward side. So yeah. When it's not so much wind, it's better to stay in the shelter of the islands. So it's gonna be a beautiful night. Moonshine, not much, but at least some, and you can see a lot of stars, so it's really beautiful. As predicted, there were absolutely no wind at all, but it will come during sunrise. And since I have a lazy bag and different setup than Kylie, I choose to get my sails up ready in the shade of St. Vincent without any wind and waves. But still running the engine to catch up with Kylie and to maintain our agreed speed, being on the schedule to reach Martinique before sunset. During sunrise I could see the squall I had on my radar, showing us our timing was just perfect. Far out there I could see the ship I had on my AIS and also on the radar when it was dark. Getting closer I could see it was the barge that I have seen in Carriacou earlier this year. This delivers sand to the smaller islands for construction. Still not much wind, but this will change pretty soon. When we left Grenada on the Atlantic side, we were surprised by some really strong winds. But not this time. Normally black line coming towards you like this means winds from 25 knots and above. And this was exactly what we got some seconds later. This kind of conditions is just perfect for Be Free. She stretches out her legs and starts running, and it will not take many minutes before I will overtake Wanderful.
Just went from like 5 knots of wind to about 25, 28 with full sail out, and my coffee cup went flying. Oh! So I actually ended up like reefing down because it got to about more than that, and the boat was really heeled over. And then as soon as I got around the front of the island, it's died out to like 11 knots now, so I had to pull it all back out again.
Again we are sailing side by side and could make stunning videos of each other's under sail. Unfortunately the wind dropped down to 11 knots, so we both running engine to motor sail to keep our schedule.
You were sort of in the distance a little bit, but it was really pretty.
That's so cool. It was more a big video when we go only by sail, but this is beautiful as well.
Yeah, I get a little bit of you now with the St. Vincent in the background.
That's cool. You can see in the clouds here, it will come more wind, and as soon as we are clear of St. Vincent, it will be a nice constant breeze that Be Free likes. I know the wind will come down again later and that Kylie will catch up, so now I just focused on my sail trim and took out the full potential of the wind I was given. Flying 10 plus knots on autopilot, I had to improvise as the Genoa sheet Traveller broke, so I moved Traveller from starboard to port side. I will be on this tack all the way to Martinique, so I have plenty of time to come up with a solution in case I need to do a tack in front of Martinique. This ones I had on my list for things needed to be replaced. I have already replaced one with my spare, so this is just lazy or stupid of me. After all, this is now 10 years and that's just how it is.
and I left Martinique in a hurry before Hurricane Elsa and kind of forget about it during my refitting there. It's really not much to worry about, as I also do have click-on blocks, but as the sailor I am, I like to fix things and also want the option of sail trim a traveler gives. So I jury-rigged this until I get a new one. When I was done, I was suddenly more than 5 nautical miles ahead of my friend. So as we are not so far from our destination, I slowed down a bit for her to catch up.
Just going past the pitons at the south edge of Saint Lucia, southwest Saint Lucia, and oh my gosh, having the best sail.
There were some dolphins playing around here, but not so interested in us this time. Naturally, the wind came down, so I guess we both were going too slow to be interesting enough for them to play at the bow. Going so close to Saint Lucia will for a short time kill the wind. However, by doing this, you can save several hours getting the right angle to Saint Anne in Martinique. When sailing north, you want to pass the point of Saint Lucia as close as possible before crossing the Lucia Channel, due to pretty strong currents in this channel. The current can sometimes be so strong in the Lucia Channel that you will be pointing at Saint Anne but end up at the Diamond Rock, giving you a 3 knots currents and a wind against you trying to gain what you lost sailing too low. So this is my tactics and reason for going so close to Saint Lucia and pointing higher than I think I need. I can easily fall off from the wind when I get closer and know I will make it without needing to tack my way back. Just at the end of Saint Lucia we got some really good wind, and again B3 gave me 2 digits on the speed, leaving Wanderful several miles behind in short time. Conditions have been in favor of B3 compared to last week, where I struggled to keep up with Wanderful. One thing is what different polar diagrams and the theoretical difference between our boats says. But this journey from Grenada towards Martinique have been really interesting, seeing how our boats sail against each other under identical conditions as equal sailors. Not on the paper, but out here. And last week we concluded with Kylie on Wanderful being the winner of our sailing. This week I believe B3 is the winner, even though it has really never been a race. But still super interesting and good for the power balance between sailing buddies, that we now both have 1 victory in our pocket. Wind changes as I get closer, and to maintain my speed but also pointing I need to trim my sails a bit. This time there was not so much current, but as you see here now I'm already have to point higher with tighter sails. I would still have no problem staying like this the last nautical mile, but if I did not hug Saint Lucia on my way over the channel I would now been in another situation. Kylie arrives with Wanderful just in time for sundowner with me. Today the conditions for seeing the green flash as the sun dips is just perfect, so I thought I could share our magical moment with you as well. Time to head over to our friends that arrived before us.
This is from the outtakes. What just happened, Kylie?
Your beer that was on the dinghy shelf fell off.
My beer.
Yeah,
This one.
close. Yeah. We have a beer and beer smelling boat. Cheers! 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 Thank you.
Cheers, buddies.
Yes, good.
Cheers.
To be awake.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, all the best. Cheers.